Hi, you guys. Welcome to my channel. My name is Karen Odd, and these are Karen's Oddities. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Regardless, I do want to ask that you give this video a thumbs up, comment your thoughts below, even if you disagree with my content. And I also want to ask that you share this video and our channel with one person that you know, as I'm confident there's something here that they can benefit from or something they can just enjoy. In today's video, it's less serious than the previous topics that I've been covering. I like to watch some reality TV too. I like watching like The Ultimatum, Love is Blind, but in this video specifically, we're going to be talking about Married at First Sight season 20 based in Seattle. I'm watching. If you're watching this video, you're probably watching too. I don't think this will have spoilers necessarily, but if you haven't seen the first three episodes that are available on Peacock, it could be a spoiler for you. So I'm just going to give my general thoughts on just the three episodes that have aired, my thoughts on the couples, just like immediate thoughts. And then I think that as the episodes continue to be released, I'll probably be talking about some of the craziness that's coming up, that's already come up, that you're probably already hip to. So for starters, what I noticed on this season of Married at First Sight in Seattle, there are new hosts. And I don't know how I feel. I think that for all the previous seasons, we got used to the previous host. I'm not saying they were perfect, but I mean, I grew to like them, right? I grew to like their approaches, their little quirks, how they work together. So there's part of me where like, I don't know, like I've accepted there's going to be new hosts. I've accepted the old hosts are no longer going to be part of the series, and I'm still getting to know the new host. But what I will say, I can't remember the man's name, but I know that he's typically a host for Married at First Sight UK. And in the first episode, I'm like, oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Like, this is the type of energy that these people need. This is the type of energy that the host should be bringing. The new guy that's hosting, that like kind of took over like Pastor Cal's position as a host, he's calling out the BS straight up. And that's what people need. People like me, people like you, we need that. We need someone that's going to call us out on our BS, that's going to let us know why we're struggling in relationships, why this is so difficult, what we're failing to do, what we need to do, and calling out the elephant in the room. He's doing that straight off the back. And I'm like, I'm locked in. I'm locked in 110%. Give me my popcorn. Let me press rewind so I can see the uncomfortable situation that you put that person in that helps them snap out of whatever delusional reality they have in their mind. I'm all for people being called out. I like to call out people, and I like to be called out for the most part when I'm ready for it. So we got some new hosts. I noticed that like the style of editing for the series and like kind of how they're rolling things out, it's different, right? Before we would have like this long drawn out process where it's like, this is all the matchmaking, these are all the people, this is their lives, this is what they do. And now it's a little bit of both, right? Where it's like, we're not going through this long drawn out like matchmaking process, and they're building and baking that into actually like fast tracking the connections, who these people are, and quick snippets of like what happened in their interviews. I'm all for that. Did I enjoy the previous ones? Because the episodes were a little bit longer. I did. There's a gnat in here because I got all these plants that are like generating gnats that I have to address. But did I enjoy the longer form videos? Kind of, but like sometimes it was boring. Like, I don't want to see you going to their home and looking in their underwear drawer, looking to see if they have a sex toy. I don't care about that. Give me some meat and potatoes, okay? I don't want that whole buildup of like, oh, your closet, it's disorganized, so tell me about this picture on the wall. I don't care. Give me the meat and potatoes. And I think that that's what's happening. I also like the order of the events. Like, I don't want to have to watch two-hour episodes, because some of the episodes for Married at First Sight were super duper long. I don't want to have to watch like 2 hours of nothingness before we get to a wedding. Let's get to it. Okay? And this time we're getting to it. This season so far looks good as fuck. It looks good. I'm ready. I'm going to be watching When it drops, I'm going to be ready. I'm going to be watching. I'm going to be clocking, taking my notes, and I'm going to be making videos on what's been going on. This season looks good. I will also say, maturity-wise, I can tell people are super duper young, but somehow they look old. People look old. They look older. Like some people are like 27 and I thought they were like in their mid 30s. I don't know what's happening, but they look old. Okay. So now I'm just going to go in order on like the people and like my immediate thoughts of them. So Tori, some of them I have very little thoughts because there's really, I had zero thoughts. Like one person I said nothing to say. I don't know why, but I'm like, there's nothing significant about them. Tori. So Tori seems super sweet. Tori has, if you don't know, you're probably watching, she has long black hair. She talks about growing up in a trailer park. She talks about the cops often being called in her home. And she seems very mature. She seems very smart. But I don't understand, and these are just the thoughts that I wrote down. When I saw her and when I watched it, I'm like, why did you put those fillers in your face? Like, why would you do that? I mean, she's a beautiful girl, and I'm sure she was beautiful before the fillers. The fillers age her significantly. It reminds me of, God, what's, not Morticia Addams, but, or maybe it is Morticia Addams. Just like the fillers right here, it's really, really aging her face, and it really makes her look significantly older. And I just wish that all of us would consider, before we go under the knife, before we get additives, before we get Botox, before we get all of those things, think about how it's going to impact how you look now and how it's going to impact as you age. Marissa is, oh, well, let's, you know what? I should just do an order. Wait, Tori. Wait, what? This is wrong. Oh, okay. So I put like lines to connect them to their people. So let me do the person with their person. So it can be in order to make sense. Tori's paired with Felipe. Felipe is Brazilian. He talks about like he had a glow up, right? What does he say? He started working out. He got Accutane. He whitened his teeth. And I think there was something else. And like finally, like he was getting bitches. Felipe owns a restaurant, Italian? But he's not Italian. It doesn't matter. Not that you can't have, but I just like, why didn't you have a Brazilian restaurant? But it doesn't matter. He owns an Italian restaurant in Seattle. And he loves partying. He loves staying out late. He was late to like some of his appointments for this show specifically. And he gets called out on that, as he should, because it's like, my guy, what are you doing? Do you want to do this or not? And he says like, when it's, what does he say? When it's something serious, like he's going to take it serious. So, okay, so this part wasn't serious, but all of a sudden, like when you get married, you're going to take things seriously. Okay, sure. His mom, gorgeous. His mom kind of reminds me, she gives me like Sofia Vergara, or she gives me, who else? Kind of like Fergie. Very, very beautiful woman. I do think she shouldn't have worn that light blue dress to the wedding with sparkle. It was giving, whenever I see a mom or mother of the bride or mother of the groom that decides to wear a silver, white, light colored dress that's almost close to white, or something that's like fully bedazzled top to bottom, you know what it always gives me? Narcissist is what it gives me. It always screams narcissism, because you should know better, especially as mother of the bride or mother of the groom. You're sitting in the front, you're in the spotlight, you're gonna do the mother-daughter dance, the son-daughter dance, etc., or son-mother dance, whatever. You know you're going to be in the spotlight, so why are you trying to take from the spotlight of the bride? When friends do it, I just think that's like jealousy and frenemies. When random people in the audience do it, I just think it's poor taste, tacky. But as the mother of the bride or the bride of the, or the mother of the groom, you're doing it intentionally. It's screaming narcissism. It's screaming, look at me. It's screaming, I don't want the attention to be on them. I want the attention to be on me. Beautiful woman, stunning. Love seeing her on camera. I want to see more of her. Gorgeous. But poor taste, super tacky to do that, in my opinion. Felipe is not ready to leave the party life behind. He was making, honestly, most of the cast made me cringe the whole fucking time. And I'm just like, but that's kind of what's keeping me wanting to see I want to see the train crash and burn. That's like part of reality TV, where it's like, you either have a lot of hope for the characters and you're like, I can't wait to see their love story, or like you can see immediately like this train is going to crash and burn. So Felipe is not ready. I don't care what he says. He talks about he cheated once and he forgot. He talks about partying late. He talks about because he owns a restaurant, he doesn't have to be up until 4 p.m. or he doesn't have to go to work till 4 p.m. So that's his excuse for why he parties late during the week. Okay, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't mean you have to party all the time. It's a choice that you're making. He talks about how he loves dancing and life of the party, all these things. He's not ready. And one thing that did piss me off about this season, it pissed me off more than the previous seasons, is it looks like they intentionally casted people that were not ready for marriage. In previous seasons, I can tell with like that whole flesh out of the matchmaking, I can tell the intentionality of actually choosing people that are ready, that you can tell like what they've given up. You can tell they've established their careers. You can tell that they're ready. You can tell that they want to build a family, that they're ready. I don't know what the fuck happened here. I don't know what happened. I think that they just picked people based on, they applied, they seem attractive, this will be entertaining. Very few of the people in this season seem ready for marriage, ready for commitment, ready for something real, and more importantly, very few people of the season seem like they're actually healed. So next we move on to Marissa. My notes have nothing to say. I have nothing to say about Marissa. There's nothing there, you guys. I know she gets paired with Adam. Her and Adam know each other. That's like the only thing that I can point out here. But I have nothing to say about her. So let's talk about Adam. I have a lot of notes on Adam. A lot of notes. Let me get comfortable. My notes say obnoxious. Obnoxious. I'm getting like chills just thinking about it. Adam is so obnoxious. He's so obnoxious. At first, when I saw him on screen, I'm like, I'm excited. I'm excited about this guy. Like, he's handsome, he's good looking, and if he's a good guy that's really looking for commitment, this is gonna be great. Like, I was excited because like he's cute. So my notes say obnoxious, annoying, not ready for commitment. At some point, very first episode where I'm like, hell yeah, I love these new hosts. The new host, the man, makes Adam let's back up before that. They're on a pontoon, I think, and the host asks Adam and his friends, when was the last time a woman stepped through this bachelor pad? Adam responds and says, when was the last time a woman stepped through this bachelor pad? I don't know, you guys. When was the last time? Then the host asks again, I'm asking you, when was the last time, these aren't his exact words, but I'm trying to paraphrase. When was the last time a woman walked through those doors? Last week there was a woman that came through and we went skiing. And then he's like, did she spend the night? No, she didn't, but I think she had a great time. So first of all, like, I get really freaking annoyed in my personal waking life, and I get annoyed when I see it in TV, when I see it with other people. If I'm asking you a direct question, I'm expecting a direct answer. Don't bullshit me. If I'm asking you, 1 + 1 is, give me the answer. Don't skirt around it, because I'm just like that host. If I ask you a direct question and you give me bullshit, I'm going to ask you again. And I'm going to keep asking you till you answer me directly. Like, I just hate people like that. Like, stop being stupid and answer the question, right? That was annoying. So that lets me know, like, you're annoying and you're a liar and you're probably a piece of shit. With that answer alone, I gauged all of that. And I know people are on TV, so I know every one of us, if we were on TV, there's a certain front that you're trying to put, but it's like, I don't have any respect for people that aren't authentic. I have zero respect for people that lack authenticity. So then the host makes him call the girl. I loved it. Like, I want to watch that over and over, even though it's a little bit cringe. He makes him call the girl, and I don't love it for the girl because that fucking sucks, but I love that the host pushed him to call the woman that was there a week ago and tell her, I'm going on this experiment where I'm getting married and I cannot talk to you anymore. Because you know what would have happened? He was still going to talk to her like all these men do, right? They don't close the loop on things. They keep all these open ends. They keep all these options open and they string one along, and they always have a backup in case one falls. And I won't say all men do that. I think that men that are insecure, men that are narcissistic, they will do this, okay? I loved that. I love that call out. My notes literally say, call out to the girl. I loved it. Obviously, the girl was like, are you freaking serious? What the fuck? Whatever. Hangs up, whatever. Yeah, because he wasn't going to relay this to her. He wasn't going to tell her. He wasn't going to tell her. He was just going to let her find out like a year or two later when they actually aired the show, which is really fucked up. And he was probably still going to see her amidst all of this, which his marriage is probably going to fail anyway, because look at the trajectory that we're on already. What I gathered, he's an ex-alcoholic. I know ex-alcoholics. I know people that are all of a sudden like completely sober, and they will like talk about alcohol in this terrible way and like judge people. And this is what I didn't like about him. He mentions how he was drinking all the time and it was affecting his life, so he stopped drinking. But the way that he talks about it, I feel like he's so judgmental about it, right? He talks about how alcohol affects you in all these different ways, and he can't be successful and he can't retire by 40 if he's drinking. He was criticizing Marissa for giving him like a shot glass, and he's like, or a little shot, and saying like, it's okay, she doesn't know that I don't drink, and like alcohol is bad because of XYZ and all these things. And I'm just like, now you're on this pedestal. My guy, you were an alcoholic, what, how many years ago? So you have to remember where you came from. Wow, that car is speeding down this street. I hope he gets pulled over. Like, this is a residential street. You have to remember where you came from, because where you came from, you can go right back there. And just because you're not there anymore doesn't make you better than someone that still consumes this or someone that still does it. I hated that. I hated that. I put full of shit. I thought it was interesting. And I know this is an extreme statement, but I'm gonna share my bit. I thought it was interesting that his parents, I know they were traveling. I know that, I don't know what the timeline is of when they're told that they're going to get married and stuff, but the fact that his parents were traveling, I think they were like in Switzerland and I don't know, all these other places, they didn't care to stop their trip to see their son get married. Damn, that has to suck. Your parents care more about the trip that they have planned, the travel that they're doing, than being at your wedding. That has to suck, my guy. And I know I'm reaching, but what I will say, the fact that his parents were unwilling to stop their travel to attend his wedding lets me know this was probably a pattern in his upbringing. Again, I know I'm reaching, but it was probably a pattern of his parents not showing up for him and him always feeling like he had to overcompensate, right? He talks about these jet skis and how he only has a jet ski. He's playing the piano and people are sitting through it and yawning because it's like, okay, my guy, we know you know how to play the piano. He talks about this life that he's created, the body. He stopped drinking, his discipline. Everything is like to show how great he is because he's overcompensating for the love that his parents never gave him and are still not giving him. In my opinion. That's Adam. We'll see how it goes. Let's keep moving. Caitlyn. Who was Caitlyn with? Damn. Oh, Caitlyn and Devin. Okay, when I first saw Caitlyn and Devin, I'm like, I'm excited. I was so excited because I do think Caitlyn is super cute. Devin is super cute. They both seem unproblematic. The biggest red flag with Caitlyn is she talks about every single relationship she's ever had was toxic. She talks about having every single type of toxic relationship you can think of. And when I think about her statement and I think about her and I think about myself, because I've had a lot of toxic relationships too, that's a pattern that stems from something deeper. So my concern with that is she hasn't dealt with the deeper things, and that's going to come up in this marriage that she's having with Devin. For Devin, I mean, he seems mature. I think a lot of people, what I saw online too, were talking about the fact that he wore the sunglasses on top of his fucking head while getting married. Really irritated me, and I'm just like, God, you're so stupid. I know it's a simple thing, but it's just like, it was so tacky and nasty. Like, take the sunglasses off the top of your head. You're getting married. Take the sunglasses off. I hope they work out. They're both really young, but I don't know what's going to happen there. Caitlyn's dad, let's have a moment of silence for her dad. Caitlin's dad was annoying as fuck. Caitlyn, your dad is annoying as fuck. His little comments, his huffing and puffing, his overreactionary, him not walking her down the aisle and him sitting there huffing and puffing and looking around and making his little, I'm just like, sir, why are you here? Go home, sign up to therapy, and work on your issues. Nobody cares how you feel. Like, this is a wedding. Your daughter is a grown woman. She's getting married. Support her or shut the fuck up. Support her or shut the fuck up. Like, why are you here? Him getting up and making his little comment right before the wedding, him making it like, shut up, nobody cares. We get it, it's your baby, you want the best for her. Okay, but like, why are you coming in with this predisposition of like anger and hate towards the whole family or the whole situation? Like, shut the fuck up, grow the fuck up. I also noticed Caitlin's mom didn't say a single fucking peep. Like, is she mute or does she not talk because her dad is probably abusive towards her? And I know that's a stretch, but I'm just like, if his temper is like that over something like this, I can't imagine what it's like if his dinner is cold. I can't imagine what it's like if he's had a shitty day and he can't find a pair of socks. You know what I mean? Like, the mom didn't say anything. And I feel like the mom doesn't say anything and didn't say anything because she's walking on eggshells because she's dating a fucking psycho. And I'm sorry if that's a stretch, but that was just my assessment of the situation. Let's move on. Mecca. I feel like there are some people on this show that I'm like, we need a moment of silence for a couple of people on this show. My notes on Mecca. So immature. I'm sorry. I was excited about him, but the more he opened his fucking mouth, the more I'm like, wow, just stop talking. And like, I don't know what I thought or what I was thinking. I think because he looks well put together. The bit that he talked at the beginning, I'm like, okay, he seems like a cool stand-up guy. No. Mecca's extremely immature. He has a lot of growth to do. And I do think that his dad has done him a disservice entirely, upbringing him. I wonder what's the story with his mother. I wonder if he was raised with his mom or his dad. If he was raised with his dad, he's more fucked than we think he is. But his dad did him a disservice. I noticed that Mecca's extremely insecure. He said he felt like no one liked him, that he felt like they just thought he was a pretty boy. He was dissecting what it meant with his wife kissing him on the cheek versus not kissing him on the mouth. He asked her if she was making fun of him. And I'm just like, my guy, we can't even get through a single episode with you self-analyzing whether or not you are good enough or whether or not someone like all of your internal thoughts about whether or not you're good enough, you're sharing them. And I'm not, let me be honest, like, I have insecurities, right? But it's like, I'm not blasting them out at every chance I get, where he's just like continuing to like ask for reassurance at any given moment. I think he's corny. I think his dad is corny. I think they're both corny as fuck. I think the dad was so obnoxious. The whole comment about if she kisses you on the cheek, she's weak. And if she kisses you with tongue, she's sprung. Like, I want to throw up right now just thinking about that comment and just watch. I'm getting chills and I'm cringing at the dad. And I hope when he watches it back, like, it shifts his mind and changes who he is as a person. Because people like that, I'm like, why do you exist? And I know that's a stretch, but I'm just like, some people are extremely cringe. It just doesn't make any sense to me. The dad's speech after the wedding, highlighting all of Mecca's failures and then saying being married was the last thing I thought you were going to do. Congratulations. What poor taste. How tacky, how trashy, how corny, how obnoxious, how disgusting. It was disgusting. Like, cut the fucking mic. Cut the mic and remove him from the party. Only to be followed by Bejoli's mother's speech. It was a beautiful speech. It was thoughtful. It was intelligent. It was sophisticated. It was kind. It was uplifting. It was like spiritually like beautiful. It was just beautiful. And I'm just like, the fucking disconnect between both of those. I was like, what is going on? And I feel bad for Bella Jolie and her mother, I feel bad that she got paired with such an idiot, and that her father-in-law is repulsive. I feel bad. They did her a disservice. Bella Jolie, my notes are very simple. I said, I like her. I like her personality. Like, I'm like, I like this girl. I hated, this is just another point that I hated her jewelry on her wedding. That big necklace that had like those plastic stones that look like tricolored, like rainbow. Hated the necklace, looked extremely tacky and cheap. I wish someone would have said, please don't wear that, and bought her something better or worn none at all. I hated her necklace. I hated her necklace. Almost like I hated Devin's sunglasses on his head. Let's keep moving. This one's gonna be controversial, and I'm sorry, but I have to be true to myself. I have to be true to myself, okay? Don't come for me. Sean. My notes are gay. I believe that Sean is gay. Do I have any facts to prove that? I don't, and I don't have to have facts. I have my opinion. Sean is very effeminate. Sean is very effeminate. I believe that he's gay. He mentions that he's a preacher's kid. He talks a little bit about his experiences with sex. He says he had sex once when he was 20 or 21, and then he didn't have sex for 9 years. He tries to overcompensate in being sexual by talking to his mentor about how to handle the night, by making jokes about 69, by making jokes about taking the garter, by talking about all the Miss Universes, Miss this, Miss that, Miss Houston, whatever that he dated. You're gay, sir. You're gay. And those of us that have a gaydar, and I have a lot of gay people in my life and in my family, I've been around gay people. I know gay people. I know people that are closeted. Like, you're gay. And it's okay. It's okay. But don't be gay and go on a show that's for people that are heterosexual and waste people's time and play in our faces. Be gay and be free. And I know it's not easy, but I pray for everyone that's gay to find their freedom to be gay and not feel that they need to conform to these spaces. I know that, he's very accomplished. He's super smart. He's done a lot of great things. And again, similar to Adam, I think that people that do, and I'm not saying all people, right? But I think that in this case, people that are doing all these things, they're trying to overcompensate for what is lacking. They know that when the truth comes out about Sean's sexuality, he may receive rejection from his father, from his mother, right? So it's like, how does he compensate for that? It's by getting all these degrees, by being super educated, by having this great job, by having all these accolades. That's just my opinion. I believe that Sean is gay, and I pray for your freedom, Sean, truly. Why is there always a gay man? That's my other note. Why is, not always, but there are a couple of seasons where I'm like, gay, gay, gay. There are a couple of seasons where they always throw in a gay man. And I'm just like, why do you guys keep doing that? And I'm not saying, because one of the seasons the man said he was bi. I'm not talking about that. A man that can openly say he's bi on national television, respect. I'm talking about the men that are gay, or they are bi, but they won't admit it. And I'm not saying you owe it to us, but I think that if I were on this show, someone that's choosing to get married to someone, you owe it to the person getting married for them to know your full sexuality, and you owe it to going through the process and being completely true and authentic with yourself and who you are. Because if I'm getting married, I want to know if the man I'm marrying is bi or if he's straight. Just because I want to know. Why wouldn't I want to know? Like, I think that's something that you should share, right? Nikki. He was paired with Nikki. Nikki works in HR. She makes which her range was like, okay, they asked what her income is, and she said $250,000 to $350,000. So $100,000 range there. Which one is it? Both of them are great amounts. I'm not discrediting like how much money she makes. That's amazing, honey. I love it. I wish and I hope that I can make that much money at some point in my lifetime. But I thought the range was interesting. She talks about like her expectations, right? She typically likes someone taller, but if they have like other things going for them, like she'll accept it, whatever. My notes for Nikki are, I think she's rude as fuck. I think she's rude and it's not cute. She's too old to be that rude. And I know she's not attracted to him. You can tell. And it could be partially because he's effeminate, but I think separate from that, she's just not attracted to him. He's not that handsome. He's bald as fuck and he's short. And I think she got excited when she thought he was a doctor, but he is not a formal doctor like, hey, let me see you in a medical sense. He has a PhD. So he does have a doctorate and he could be called doctor, whatever his last name is, but he's not a doctor in the sense of like, you know, there's tiers to like career goals and pay range. He's not there. So I thought that was funny. I'm pretty sure, and I could be wrong, when she stood at the altar and saw him, she was confused about him being the groom. She was confused that he was the groom, and I was gonna pass out because I'm just like, girl, why do you think he's standing up there? Why do you think he's introducing himself to you? And some people are saying maybe she thought he was Pastor Cal because they do look alike a bit, but I'm just like, it was crazy. It was crazy. Let's keep moving. And I think we only got two more couples and then we're done. So Nick is from The Circle. I remember watching The Circle. I enjoy The Circle. I think it's a really good show. I just like enjoying any type of competitive shows that just like showcase like the psychology of like people being competitive and people being sneaky and manipulative and like winning and like just never not knowing where it's gonna end. So I remember Nick from The Circle. When I saw him, I'm like, this guy looks familiar. I didn't know he was on Perfect Match. I don't watch Perfect Match. I don't watch Love Island. What's that other one? There's like some of those like I think those are stupid. Personally, I think those are stupid. I don't think Married at First Sight is. I don't think Love is Blind is. I don't think Ultimatum is. But I do think those other like competitive shows where it's literally just based off of people in bathing suits fucking each other, I think those shows are stupid. So my notes are he's from The Circle. I do think, mind you, Adam is obnoxious as fuck. We've only seen him in 3 episodes. Primary one that highlighted him was the first episode, obnoxious as fuck. But I do think that when Nick did his like confessional or whatever and was talking about Adam, it was giving jealous, where he's like, okay, we get it, like you don't like the song is long, like we don't need the whole concerto. Okay, we get it, you have jet skis, you live off the lake, like we get it, like your wife is gonna like sleep with you the first. I'm just like, okay, it's giving you're jealous. It's giving you're jealous that you can't play the piano, that you don't have jet skis, that you don't make a lot of money. It was kind of giving hater. Like I can say, obviously I'm not a man, so I can't be jealous of Adam the way that one would be of the same sex, but I can say, well, Adam is obnoxious and annoying as fuck. I think it's cool. The life that he's built is cool. What I think is not cool is the way that he goes about it and the way that he like tries to like overshare and like rub it in people's faces. That's what makes it like uncool. You know what I mean? But like, I think all that he's accomplished, I think that's great. I think the fact that he like uses jet skis as his mode of transportation over a car, I think it's cool. But like, you don't have to tell everyone right off the bat. Like, it becomes part of your identity. Like, what else is there to you, Adam, besides you living off the lake and you using a jet ski and not owning a car yet because you can get everywhere on your jet ski? What else is there about you? What is interesting about you? Let's talk about who you are as a person, not everything that you own and have. Nick is paired with Courtney. My notes for Courtney are, Courtney needs therapy. Courtney needs therapy. I'll say this again. Courtney, if you ever watch this video, and I'm sure you probably won't because my platform is incredibly small, but Courtney, you need therapy, girl. You need therapy. And this is coming from someone that is in therapy and still needs more of it. I need a lot of therapy too, but I'm in it. But honey, you need to get in it. So my notes say needs therapy bad. She says that when she got cheated on in her last 2 relationships, and then the host asked her, what do you feel when that happens? And she's like, I don't want them to leave. I don't want them. What? And she says, yeah, I don't want them to leave. She says every day she thinks about what would happen if someone isn't going to love her forever. Could you imagine how burdensome that is? And I don't know how old she is. She looks like she's 43, but I think she's maybe in her 20s. I don't know. she looks like she's 40 something. She's a bodybuilder. Her parents are bodybuilders. The relationship with her parent, like dynamic that we could see on screen with her parents and her, very weird, very cold, very disconnected. We know that she and her parents are super conservative. We know that she and her parents were all bodybuilders. She became one as well. We know that she's very proud of that, as she should be, right? That she's gotten awards, and she talks about like always wanting to be perfect and everything. I think that, again, this is an example how our parents can really fuck us up, you guys, right? Where it's like she's trying to overcompensate, and now like she's attributing like her self-worth and value in her relationships, and when they fail, even if they've done something shitty to her, she still doesn't want them to leave her. That's sad. She said she thinks about that every single day. Could you imagine being worried every single day that someone is going to leave you? And even when she gets married, even on her wedding day, you can already start to see that seed manifesting and like sprouting roots of like her insecurities. I'm just like, why did we cast her? Not that she doesn't deserve to get married. Come back once you have therapy. Like some of these people, I'm just like, instead of Married at First Sight, can we have like a Married at First Sight get ready where people go through therapy for a year and we watch their therapy sessions? Then when they go through that, then you put them on Married at First Sight. Like that's what we need, you guys. Like a lot of these people really need therapy. Last couple, I'm sorry, this is mean, but like wackest, most boringest couple, and we can tell already. Cameron and Michelle. Cameron is an ex-basketball player. I forget what Michelle does. Michelle talks about having fibroids. She's 20, is she 20 something? I don't know. Talks about having fibroids and her desire to have children. She's of Asian descent. She's super, super beautiful. Cameron is weird. He's socially awkward. I won't say weird. And I can tell that he doesn't have a lot of play with women. And I think he talks about he's never had a relationship. And I put my most favorite couple. I don't know. Yeah, they're just boring, but I hope they work out. I don't think they will. The fact that he's never had a girlfriend. My last boyfriend has never had a girlfriend, or had never had a girlfriend before me. And honey, let me tell you, when someone's never had a girlfriend or never been in a serious relationship, they don't understand what it entails to have a relationship. They don't understand what it entails to work on a relationship, to work on a commitment, to work towards a shared goal. And when you don't even understand the basics of that and you jump into a marriage where both of your lives are being basically fast-tracked and merged together in this process, it is a recipe for disaster. He, on the ride home after their wedding, he's talking about how he realizes that all of a sudden they're going to have to spend all this time together, and that's going to be a huge adjustment. Sir, what the fuck did you think you were doing? What did you think you were signing up for? You're married. God, some of these people, I'm just like, So that is my review of episodes 1 through 3 and all of my thoughts that you may agree or disagree with. Regardless, let me know your thoughts and let's keep the conversation going. I can't wait to see what other things come up in the rest of the season. And I will catch you guys on the next video. Thank you so much for watching.